Good morning or good evening, folks. Hope you are well. Let us know how our audio is, and
Test, test.
welcome, Stephanie. Test, test. How are you?
Hi. Hi, everyone. It's Thursday night.
Woo!
I'm already tired. Whew.
What is it there,
Not as
like 8
tired as
p.m.?
last week, though. It's 9 p.m.
Okay. Um, yes. Well, you never stop, so you're always tired. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hello to Jazz
Yeah.
Echoes and Bill Davidson. Who else is in the room? Say hello.
Hit that thumbs up.
Yeah, the
Smash
thumbs
it.
up. Let us know where you're chiming in from. If you've got a shot in this week's competition. Hi, Brian. Hi, Sean. Hi, Perry. So, this week we're going to be looking at your street portraits. I've set the theme for next week as landscape, so you can head to mattgranger.com/live to jump in on that one. Taking a look at the thumbnail for this week's episode, that's a shot I put together for Find the Shot course that is just going live, which features Felicia, as well as Steph, as well as Johanna, as well as lots of other people.
So
And
long ago. I barely
the
remember
Steph
it.
one, yeah. It was filmed with Steph and Johanna like over a year ago, and then I filmed with a bunch of different people here in Hong Kong. It also has landscape and street photography and editing, all to help you work through to find the optimal shot in each location, whether it's whilst you're shooting or once you're in edit. And that is going to end in, it's saying 23 hours. It should be 24. But anyway, it'll probably be 24. I might extend that by an hour because I obviously set the timer wrong. It's up on pre-sale now at like 77% off. It goes live when the counter ends and you'll have access to stream or download it. And the price will jump because the pre-sale will be over. So you can check out the details of that one in the description below and see if you think it's something that will help you out. It's designed for photographers of all levels. Now, Stephanie, have you got some sleep since
Hi.
last week? Although Delirious Steph
I
was
I
fun.
would hope so. Yeah, delirious stuff was fun. I know. But yes, I have. Actually, funny enough, Tim and we both got a VR headset, the Oculus Quest 2.
Ooh,
And yeah, I'm like really excited about it because
nerd alert. What do you
I
play
mean
with it?
it's the future. I have just tried like demo stuff for now. I've been trying to get like recommendations from people like on like what to play. I so far I really like anything that's like dancey. I think the Beat Saber is like a pretty safe choice. Why is the rubber coming off?
Dancy. Interesting.
Yeah. But it's nice and fun and like it makes me I don't know, be a little bit more active when I'm just usually just sitting
So it's like a
here
more
at the computer.
immersive Wii Fit kind of.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And plus art school dropouts, we're doing something with it. So,
Something
yeah.
mysterious with it.
I can't say, but I did
Big
just post some
secret.
like behind the scenes stuff on our Discord, Patreon peeps. So really excited about that, and I'm trying to fix
Sweet.
it. The
I'll
rubber's
look
coming
out for
off.
it. The room is filled up a little.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike, JD, Ryan again with a question. I'll get back to you. Marvs, Andrew, Gary, Richard, and Gloria, Thomas, David, Rob, JD. Thank you all for joining us. So, are you going to be going full fighter pilot in this episode, Steph, or will we get to see your face?
Oh no, you're gonna see my face. I'm just trying to fix this thing. It's like weird. Um,
Well, okay.
but yeah, really excited about it. Played a little bit, and yeah, if you guys have any game recommendations, if anybody plays like uh Oculus Quest, let me know because I'm still trying to figure out what games are good and
Nice.
worth my time and money.
Cool. Very fun. Thanks to all the people flowing in. We might take a look at a question or two before we go in. What have we got? Ryan, I've been doing research on MPS. Do you think it's worth the cost? So, MPS for non-Nikon shooters is Nikon Professional Services. You know, the funny thing, MPS varies country to country. So, Some countries you need to verify that you're a pro and even have recommendation letters. Some they charge. Other countries, it's just a matter of having enough gear and you're automatically in and there's no charge. So I have to be honest, I don't know what they charge in each country, so I can't say whether it's worth it or not. I'm a pretty clumsy person, but I still rarely need to access service for equipment. Um, and I mean, I'm in a fortunate position that I don't need to pay for MPS to get earlier access to gear. I know that's an annoying humble brag, but it's just true. So maybe not for me, but I still am MPS anyway. Um, let's see. I think that's the only question so far. If you have other questions, Mike Mina, Sister Punk, nice to see you both here. Um, if you have any other questions, send them in. Put a hashtag Ask Matt or Ask Steph so we know that it's a question and we can spot it in the chat. And let's take a look at the pictures, and please do jump in, give your feedback on the shots as well. I want to remind you the theme for this week is street portraits, and I specially said it could be portraits where it's just been shot on the street, but it's essentially just a portrait, or one where the street itself is a key element. So basically, unless it's clearly shot in somewhere other than a street, any kind of portrait is going to qualify for this. But we will be looking for what has creatively made use of what's available in the scene. So I am using two giant monitors. I'm a little lost where my cursor is. Here it is. Our first shot from Alberto. Was Alberto in the room? No, but we do have Fabio, Donald, and Tay, and Chady. Hi all. So this first shot, the color palette is really nice. I've heard of matching your belt to your shoes, but she's matched her boots to her hair. That's quite charming. I feel like the color palette works. It's a really pretty shot, but the pose just doesn't look right to me. Any thoughts, Steph?
I feel like this is one of those shots that you probably grabbed while she was like getting into a position, but I actually really like this.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess
I
what
think
you're...
the pose is nice, actually.
Okay.
Oh, pick.
Oh, straight off the
Starting
bat,
off
congrats.
strong. I love the
Um,
hair.
I was going to say, my guess is that you're right. She was getting in or out of position, but it's one of those lucky shots where the hair was just right, so it ended up being the shot. Chady Webb, so I see you're in the room. Hi.
Oh,
And
hey.
Chady is from the Netherlands. I would greet you in Dutch, but I'm not sure I wouldn't mess it up. So I really like the scene, and I know this is a difficult one to do because of the two different light balances going on here, and you don't want to mess up the background. But I do feel the color cast on her is too much. So the way that I'm guessing you tried and didn't really work, if you grab your white point balance and went, say, on her jacket, it's probably going to make the background too cool. But so if we have a look, that's minus 55 and 10. So maybe you could put it towards that just to get her skin a little bit right without messing up the background too much, just a little. The other thing you could do a selective master, select her as a character, and then just do a local adjustment just on her. But I think the background definitely works. We get a street vibe, it is a street portrait, so nicely done. I'll take another one, then pass to you then.
Okay.
I just got a WhatsApp from Kate saying that I thought you were going to wear your helmet tonight. Too bad.
Wait,
Dan,
what helmet?
I guess she means the Oculus. Or
Oh,
maybe like Garden State style. Do you remember that film with Natalie Portman and the guy from Scrubs? I think she has epilepsy, so she's wearing a bike helmet through the whole film.
I can't wear this thing the whole time.
Work out
Actually,
those
that would
neck
be
muscles.
funny. Wait, can I? No, I can't. I don't think I can. I could probably watch the YouTube live stream through it, but I wouldn't be able to see you. Okay, whatever. Anyways, complicated.
Well,
You were saying?
it's all about priorities, and I would hate to deprive you of all of this. So. Although
Yeah.
you would be watching me on the YouTube live, so that would give you some of the viewing pleasure, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's lagged.
True.
I want it real time.
Oh, wrong screen. Here we are. So, Dan Cabanuk. Cabanuk? Let us know, Dan. I feel like I'm butchering that. Um, I love the tones. I like the exposure. Colors off it are really great. But I feel like it's awkwardly framed. You've got a lot of headroom, and then you're cropping off his hand and camera. And what this shot is about is a photographer on the street. So I think framing it down would work better. And then Stephanie Damfam,
Hey.
3 for you. Hit us with your thoughts.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. I've seen the preppy finance bros with the triple popped polo shirt collars, but I don't see the double glasses terribly often.
Yeah, I can you actually see anything, or is that just a style preference? Like that's
Maybe
really my
it's double magnification.
I don't know. Do you have another set of glasses, Matt? Do you think you could try it and let me know?
Mine are all
Um,
prescriptions, so I don't know if that will help. And I can't read traditional Chinese anyway, so I don't think I can be much help on this shot.
I kind of like it just because it's very unique. I like the bokeh. I wish it was a little bit wider so we don't have the hands completely cut off, but I feel like in this situation, it's really the focus of the glasses and his face. Um, the only thing I wish was, I mean, then again, I have no idea what it would look like with two like glasses in front. But if he turned his head a little bit more so you could actually see his eyes, but then again, I have no idea what that would actually look like. Because,
Yeah, here you get a good angle on the glasses at least, I guess, right?
yeah. Hi, lady. Hi. Can I pick you up?
So
I don't think
here's
so.
a double
Okay.
glasses look. Unfortunately, one of them is a prism glass, so I'm just seeing crazy beams everywhere. And I don't think you get the full effect because one pair's see-through, but I
Yeah.
mean, style-wise, I feel on point, but then I
It is
always
very
feel on
unique.
point. So, good one. Yes. And I like the what you want look on Uncle's
Like, did you
face.
just take my picture?
Sup, man? Pay me. What do you think of this one from Philip Rideau?
Ooh. I like this one. I just feel like it might be a little bit too bright on her back, but I do like the framing. And I think the light in front of her might be a little bit too bright too, but I kind of do like the haloing effect that it is creating. I just think it's too bright on her face. Um, but I do like this.
It's a, from memory, this is a super high file size. It was like 30 meg. Okay, so I think it's been sharpened quite a lot. There's a tiny bit of, I don't know if it's out of focus or a tiny bit of motion blur. I really don't know if this is staged or if she were just rushing between tea houses in Kyoto. It looks like it could be real, but then having the streets that empty, maybe in the past year it has been this empty. But yeah, nice one. I'm still going to give it a pick because I miss
Ah,
Japan so
crap. Yeah,
damn
right
much.
pick.
One more for you, Steph. Gary Krakauer.
Ooh, I kind of like this. I feel like we haven't gotten like a very fish eye type of look in quite a while. Um, I like the framing like from left to right, but I feel like it's still too much like in the top. I feel like if we were to frame it down a little bit more from the top, I think it would be better. And I'm not sure what you had done in terms of like the post editing. I think you may have like just done something to it to kind of like make it look more
Yes.
grainy and rugged.
Gritty. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I like that, but I do like the shot. Is just I think too much done in post.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to
This is my
take
preference.
clarity out, but that's kind of closer to where it would have been. I get you. So it looks like it's off-camera flash. I do like it, but I agree with both your comments. So I'll undo my crop and everything else as well. So we only have like less than 20 entries today. So let's do them 6 at a time. Now let's see, do we have some questiones come through already? Hi from Switzerland, hi from Colorado, greetings from the Caribbean. I'm about to sneeze. Thank you, my child. Now, have I missed any questions? So Colin, I can just see Joey working out a script for fighting in a VR game, accidentally betting. Okay, that's just silly.
Everyone goes around and only finding. Okay, yeah, Joey is very hardcore into like VR. We used to make a joke like every time we would hang out, he would always bring up VR, and then he got me sold on it. So I guess it kind of pays off, and now
Boom.
we're working on a project.
Exactly. He's on commission somehow.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint, sponsor us.
Colin, you know.
Chady Webb, do you have any knowledge of delivery times for the Z9 and the 24-70 lens? I can't find any good news source about that. No, sorry. I am lucky to have a good relationship with Nikon Hong Kong, but I have no insight to the delivery, the manufacturing chain of the company. I know the Z9 is still on back order. It's one of those things I hear people saying they're not going to put in an order because the wait list is too long, but if you don't put in an order, you're never going to get one. So if there's something you want, put in the order, and if the time expires, then cancel the order. But I didn't know that the 24-70 was even on back order. I'm pretty sure it's available. I wouldn't be surprised if there's delays though, because it is pretty fantastic. And I know I sound like a fanboy, but I also think people need to go a bit. I also understand you want the latest gear and it's driving you crazy. I would be in the same boat. But I mean, even Apple has 2 or 3 month delays on products, and they're freaking Apple. So the fact that a small company like Nikon might have a delay on their latest, hottest products, it really doesn't surprise me. And I think the Canon R3, after being out for ages, still has a back order.
Hey, it's worth the wait, right?
Yeah, so the Nikon 24-70 is in stock at B&H Photo, but I don't know about in the Netherlands. You'd be best to speak to your local retailer. Any other questions? Hi, Patrick from Kuala Lumpur. Richard Wintle, how is it in Hong Kong now for street photography? Is it possible to go places, or are things still restricted, locked down? So Hong Kong's never had a lockdown like you can't go out. I know in parts of Australia and other countries there's been lockdowns where you can't leave the house unless you're going for groceries or that kind of thing for short periods of time to try and break the transmission chains. Hong Kong's never had that. The restrictions we have are things like restaurants close at 6 p.m. and a maximum number of people at a table or a maximum number of people at gatherings. But yes, street photography is still on, but everyone to a person wears face masks on the street at the moment. It's required, and just everyone's been doing it even before it was required. So that if you're shooting people on the street, that's could be a downside, that all your shots are going to be masked. David Rees, thank you for sneaking in watching us on your iPad. Good to know, whilst you're at work. David Rees, have you tested the 24-120 and 24-200? Which did you prefer? I haven't compared them, sorry. Cool, thank you for the questions. Pessoa 111, can we make entries now? No, the entries are submitted before the live show. The next live show will be most likely this time next week, and the theme is landscape, so you can submit your shots for that at mattgranger.com/live. Send in more questions, folks. Let's jump back and have a look at some more pictures. My turn. Okay, John Dalston. I don't know if it's just the perspective here or the what. It does look slightly leaning to the left. I do like this, but I think it could do with more contrast, or at least more kind of mid to highlight pop, to have her pop out more. I think this would also work quite well as a black and white with just the gradient sky. Yeah, I personally think it works much better as a black and white. But nicely timed, having her reflected in the window, and I especially like the guy who we don't actually see on the bench reflected in the glass there as well. Nicely done in terms of timing and street. Yeah, I think it is right on. I'm going to give it a pick, but I think it would work better as black and white. Jonathan Salgado, or Jonathan, how should I pronounce your name, sir? Some secrets being told by the fountain, very cute. If I had the choice, or if you had cropped this, I would crop it slightly up, get the top of the rush of water and bring the crop up closer to the girl's knee. Because of the heavy backlighting, you need to make a choice. Do you want the girls underexposed or the water in the background potentially blown out? I personally think there, a full stop brighter than you submitted it works better. It is a cute shot. Yeah, nice one.
I feel like they're getting wet being that close to the water fountain.
They're kids, man. They do what they want.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Marciano. Here we have just a girl out for a casual walk on a street who ran into some kind of, I don't know what you call that kind of car. So it's on a street. It's obviously a set-up portrait, lit, with a, what do you call them? Like a junk rod or a hot rod or a something. But it still qualifies. What would you call it?
I kind of wish it was at, I don't know, but I wish it was kind of like at an angle where you could actually see exactly what she's kind of leaning on.
Well, maybe for petrol heads, they can identify it from this already. You see the horns,
Yeah.
which are kind of leading towards her, honk honk.
Oh.
I just feel like it's really hard with graffiti. You almost have the alligator on the right's mouth in. You almost have the title-headed cobras behind her. You almost have the end of the horns. I wonder if having all of those in would be good, or maybe are they just distractions if they're fully in. I have to say, finding a pose that doesn't look super awkward, considering when you look at it, she's sitting on a tire with her arm on the engine block. It is awkward, but she's pulling it off, I think, with that full eye contact.
And I think just the styling too, you could actually push this to make it kind of under the high fashion category or editorial.
I was going to say, I don't know that the outfit really works.
It's just because it's just so bright too in random spots.
Well, it's just
there's so much
the
texture, there's
shoes
so much
and the
going
jewelry
on.
to me don't seem to match the skirt and top that she's wearing. Like either going for a more kind of either sexy, what do they call those girls that do like motor shows?
Import models.
Import models, like that kind of a look, or just like a nightclub type dress, or go the other way and go high fashion. But like the bracelet and the tie-dye dress and stuff to me aren't really a match, although I'm not a fashion consultant.
Also, she has beautiful eyes.
T-shirts.
Just saying.
True. Look at those peepers. Lovely. Nice one. I think that's my 3, and it's on to... you got a good one, Steph. Here's Sister Punk.
I mean, seriously, you guys just submitting these fire shots. I like it. I like the pose. I actually don't mind the staircase, like the metal stairs. I think it actually works for this look just because of the styling, the pose, the hat. I mean, if I wanted to be like super particular, I would love to see more of that tattoo that you have on your leg, because I think that's really cool. I like the framing, the pose works, facial expression works. Pick.
Nicely done, guys. So first of all, congratulations, Mike and sister, for finding a collaboration that works. I don't know if you guys are a couple. You do seem to watch the show together often, but whether you are or not, it's such a great thing when you find someone that you're able to collaborate with and create great imagery together. I feel very lucky to have found Steph for that and the other people in my career. She's a great poser, and the attitude that comes through in every photo, she just seems to make it work. I would say I feel like if the photographer took one step to the right and stood up slightly higher, you could get rid of the hot spot on the right and have her completely framed. Her shape matches the line of the stairway. You could have her fitting in that gap and then have not that hot spot on the right of frame, which would then make her skin tones be the brightest part in the shot, that I think would make it pop even more. But I agree with Steph, if it doesn't make it too sexy, having the dress flowing a little bit more to see the top of the tattoo would be great, but otherwise nicely done. And I already picked that, yes. Stephanie, Pete Aitkins, and the Three Wise People.
The Romans bath. I think, oh geez, for a second, I didn't realize that that was the bench because his leg was covering, I guess,
Uh,
like the end of it. So at first I thought it was like, oh, he's sitting on the sidewalk, but then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, is he floating as he's sitting? Oh, there's a bench there. I feel like this is kind of a grab shot because there's, I don't know, there's just a lot going on, and yeah, I'm not really sure. Like my eyes just get automatically drawn to the image to the left with the guy and the Roman baths.
I think that's what it's going for, having him compressed as like the third person in there, and then him gazing at the woman. I think it works. You could maybe work if you were slightly further to the right. You could get the maybe a better balance between the three figures in the shot. But yeah, he looks like he could use a little relaxing bath.
Mhm.
I think this is your third one, Steph. Richard Nugent.
Um, I feel like there's just a lot going on here. I like the shirt. It's a badass wolf.
I'm gonna get you
Um,
one of those shirts.
sure. Wait, didn't I have something like that for one of our shoots? I don't even know. Anyways, um, yeah, I feel like this is also kind of a grab shot too. There's just a lot like this in the shot, but I don't know if it really needs to be in it or not. This is one of those situations where Matt says like, "Well, before you take a shot, just kind of like scan the edges of the frame to
She's
see
been
what you would like to
listening.
keep and what you don't." I apply that a lot actually to my filmmaking,
Sweet.
and it helps like so much because I'm just like, "Hey, Ange, can you move like a little bit? I see like the tiniest like edge of a shadow. Like why?" Um, but yeah, I think if you were to keep that in mind, there might be another shot that you could have taken here.
So here, I've just done a
But yeah.
crop on it, which gets all of the distraction from the left. I think it's better, but you still have to then think at the end of the day, what's the subject and what's the story you're telling? So this looks like a guy who's finishing a cigarette and you happen to walk past his house. I don't feel much of a story here. Oh, and he has a bong on the shelf. That's cool. But yeah, if you're going for like a reportage type style, then I think getting down low, closer, get all of the objects in the shot that tell the story. The wide shot, as Steph said, it does feel like a grab shot. But nice little segue. If you want to learn all about how to find the best shot in a given scene,
Ooh.
I really am really stoked with this course. I don't think that anyone's made a course quite like this before. The whole goal of it is whether you're in a hotel room, on a street, in a designer apartment, or out in nature shooting landscape, how to evaluate what are the different shot options available to you, then selecting the right equipment and settings, finding pools of light, foregrounds and backgrounds, all of that stuff to find the shot options and the best shot in a location, because it often goes two ways. Either you're in an amazing location and you're just overwhelmed with choices and you can't decide what to shoot, or it seems really drab and you can't find a shot to shoot. So we cover both of those scenarios plus kind of middle ground ones of how to refine a shot to get to the best place. And also, like I just did on that guy's shot, in post, how to edit a shot for maximum impact if, you know, you've got what you've got and you have to just work with it, then how to yield the most out of that once you're off the shoot and into the edit. Let's take a cheeky
Check it out.
check it out. Let's take a cheeky little look at the questions.
I like the finding the shot tutorial because not everyone has access to like a really nice, I guess, shoot ready apartment or home or even a studio. It's just working within the environment that you're in. Like,
Exactly. And everywhere
yeah,
does have shot opportunities. It's just a matter of identifying them and getting them. I don't see any other questions. Am I missing them? Maybe not. If you have questions, folks, fire away. Otherwise, we're going to motor through this show and be done, and it'll be
cool.
30% plugs. Okay, so we have 5 left. Richard Wintle. So I get the framing you're going for here. You've got the light over her framing it. Is this Vietnam? Is that Vietnamese writing?
I don't think so. It looks
Thai?
high.
Thai, yeah. Thai, or I can't even tell, maybe Cambodian. I don't know if it's just the high ISO or, yeah, probably the high ISO. I think it's, there is an ambient shot here that you could go for. Maybe if you drop your midtones and shadows and drop your exposure a little, bring in the crop a little, maybe something like that, then you could, I mean, I'm not a fan of adding an artificial vignette, but you could, you know, certainly work on bringing it down so that the light is giving all the atmosphere. I personally feel like that shot is more interesting cropped and lit that way and better exposed. But for me, the most interesting thing now, is it just me or does her shadow look just like a Buddha head?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to say that too, and I was like, what? That is crazy. And plus, I am very much interested in seeing the food.
So it is fish balls
Yeah,
and little cocktail frankfurts on a stick.
yeah, I
Pretty
know, but
gourmet
still,
stuff.
like,
So
so
that's an example. I think, to be honest, the shot as entered was overexposed, and the brightness, along with the luminance noise from the high ISO, it wasn't really working. But I think submitted like this, I honestly I might have given it a pick. But I think as it was, it's just a bit. Let's get it back to its original exposure. It's just a bit straight out of camera, for want of a better word. But you still get the Buddha head effect in the background. That's kind of cool. And I'm glad to hear the food was delicious. Sean Vine. Now, I don't get a sense of street in this at all. Not that it needed to have street as a major element, but it almost looks like she's standing by a hot air balloon in a park or something.
yeah, something like that. I want to know what
Or a
that is.
jumping castle, or I don't know. But who knows? Anyway, Sean enters all the time, and if he said this was taken on a street, I trust that it was. I don't know. I feel like this is the kind of portrait, if you knew that lady and that she is at the street market every Saturday selling her jam or something, and then this is a great capture of her and her character, then for people who know her, it could be, you know, a great shot. But as someone who doesn't know her, it kind of, if I'm just judging it as a portrait, I think the lead shoulder is in focus, not her face. And I don't know. I feel like if you're going to go for a shot like this where it doesn't really tell a story, we don't see the context, we don't see what she's leaning against, we don't even see her whole t-shirt or anything, then I think having eye contact that engages you with the subject would make for a portrait that makes you gaze at it longer. Do you have any extra thoughts on that one, Stephanie?
No, I agree. Either that or a wider shot, just because like her arm is up on something. We just don't know what it is. And there's like that thing in the top right corner as well. What is this?
Looks like a giant clown, and that's the edge of its sleeve or something. Or I'm drunk. Um, Two for you then,
At
Steph.
like 8 in the morning?
It's 9:30. Don't be a baby. Uh, Two for you, Steph. Karsten
Okay.
Larson
Um, Honestly,
at Burger King.
without, yeah, I was gonna say, I think the Burger King definitely sells it as a street shot for me. Uh, this is really funny. I I like that you didn't like over edit like her skin. I feel like a lot of times everyone likes to kind of blend everything to make it look super smooth like a Barbie, but I like that you could actually see everything as it is. It doesn't look too over edited. My only issue is like I think is this too tight from the left and right? But I feel like you might have just have done that because there was like a structure to her left that probably wasn't appealing.
Yeah.
Um, but I like it. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pretty much agree, but I feel like it's a well done grab shot. I think it's like maybe you approach them and ask, "Can I get a shot?" And the eye contact certainly helps. As an overall portrait, if we're thinking of like an environmental portrait, I don't think the scene adds anything, and the phone in the hand makes it, in a way, it looks really spontaneous. Like she's just looked up, here was this beautiful moment captured. But it's kind of, it's a bit like the last one. You look at it, you appreciate it, and then you move on. Just this one, you do get a very nice, happy vibe from her, which is nice. What do you think of the hands, Stephanie? The hands.
Oh, the hands. I like the shot.
The end.
Yeah. Pick. I don't know. I feel like it's it's simple. I think just because the angle of it, it's a cup and it's like, I guess guy, he's just asking for change. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just so much from this simple image. So pick, yeah.
I agree. I
I
think
like it.
it's has a lot of impact. It tells a fairly clear story. I think the editing on the hands, it looks okay but obvious, but the way that it's carried through to his trousers really shows it too much. Just pop him here. Thank you. But yeah, nice one. Hands often are a great storytelling object. And I agree with Mal Media. I thought at first the quarters in the cup were ice cubes.
Uh,
And finally, Yenra. I think you won one of our recent comps, and I think this is really sweet as well.
yeah,
I mean, kind of shooting fish in a barrel, submitting a shot of a puppy when Steph is one of the judges.
I know. Come
But I
on.
do think it works really nicely as a silhouette. I do think if they were a little further into the frame, it could work even better. And maybe a little tighter would be even better, bringing it up so the manhole cover is kind of your bottom right of the frame. But yeah, I think it's really nice. The profile walking away, though, is kind of not the one that I would ideally want, but you get what you get sometimes. Um, any other thoughts on that one, Stephanie?
I I actually really like this one. This feels very street to me too. And yeah, my only comment is like I would just crop it in just to take out the cars on the right side, get rid of the arrow on the floor in the front. Um, but yeah, to just kind of have like that light reflecting off of the street is really nice. So pick.
Let's be honest, it's a puppy pick. Ah. Nice one,
Yeah, but the
Yanra.
silhouette is really nice though. It's like I
Who's
think
a
it's very
fit little
very
chubby
strong.
puppy?
Is that a
Okay,
corgi?
it looks like one of the few not chubby corgis. Let's just look at some questions before we judge our final winner. I almost said winter because I saw Richard Wintle in the chat. Matt, Creative J, hello, I recently went old school and bought a Nikon D4 with super low clicks and great shape. Congratulations. Colin Cameron, did you get a set of protective shoes in the end? Yes, I did. I actually got two because I got them off Amazon. I didn't know how they'd be. The first one's because they're super cheap, and this will sound rude, but they also looked super made in China. The quality could be questionable, and they were like $20 or $30. But they actually came and they seem really nice. So this is one pair. There you go, Steph. They're really light and meshy. Well, I say they're really light. The upper part is really light, but the bottom, they're actually really surprisingly heavy, and I guess that's what you want because it's meant to stop nails. And then the toe is reinforced, but it's not the metal kind. So yeah, surprisingly, they're quite comfortable.
In
And
these situations, do you test the shoe? And if you were to test it, how would you test
I'm
it?
actually
Like,
thinking that before I take them into that situation, should I get a nail on a board and just whack it with the shoe and see if it goes
oh,
through,
okay.
or even try hammering a nail in and see if it will go through, something like that. The other pair I got are a brand name that are known, and they're a bit more expensive, but they're actually lighter despite the size of them.
Oh,
These are Terra shoes. Can I tell you any more info than that?
those look
Terra
tempting.
Firmaflex, metal free, but they do have the reinforced sole. I think they're using some kind of Kevlar. I don't think it's going to stop a bullet though. But these have like the safety certifications for America for non-slip and for the crush resistance of the toe, that kind of thing. So I think these will be really good for going hiking as well as, when there's a chance of nails. And in
How
case
would
you
you
guys,
test it? I don't understand. How would
well,
you test it? I'm trying
they
to think.
test it, but other than stepping on it, but trying to put the nail so it would go between your toes if it does go through, or put a metal plate inside the shoe and then full on step on a nail, and then if it goes through, it hits the metal plate.
Yes.
If anyone has any ideas, let me know.
You
But
slide a tomato in there and just like whack it a couple times.
yeah, Mal
You know
saying, do
the
they
egg drop
flex at
test?
all?
Just put an egg in there.
Yeah, the reason I got these ones rather than actual steel sole ones is because if I'm hiking, yes, I do want them to flex. So these still bend right up, but they're all the ones when I started researching it that are metal free use a similar kind of thing. So these as well flex. It's just the toe is hard and the sole is meant to be resistant up to a certain degree, but who knows, with my, when I stepped on the nail in Thailand, which is why he asked the question, I was stepping down off a step with my 200 pounds of weight onto the nail. I don't know if even safety certifications will cover that kind of a force. Other questions? Marvin Reavers, will you be doing a video with the Nikon 400mm out on the field? I just put one live yesterday. You can check it out. It's the last video that went live. And I'm actually heading out with it again tomorrow with 4 other super telephoto lenses to do a different kind of comparison. So that one will probably be up in 2 weeks, because next week will be the Canon R3 video.
Is there like, I guess, carrying cases or straps or like contraptions that you could use to carry all of those things? Because those lenses are ginormous.
Well, I have this guy. This is called the Glass Limo. This is a really skinny little
Oh,
backpack that's just
that's a
designed for
great name for a brand.
right. Oh, well, it's a Think Tank is the brand of the bag, but the model is, I think it's called Glass Limo or Lens Limo. I think Glass Limo. And it's made for like up to a 600mm lens. And the 400-2.8 comes with a similar little backpack, but it's only got one shoulder strap. My companion bag fits like a 400 and then maybe a 70-200 in it, so not two giant ones. So in the end, I think I have to actually reorganize. I had a videographer and a model coming with me tomorrow, but now I don't know if the model can make it. So it was going to be one small backpack on her back, me carrying two lenses and the videographer carrying two lenses, but we might need to readjust it. So I'm carrying three and the videographer's carrying two. So to be confirmed. It's going to be fun. But I mean, if you had to choose between hiking around with heavy lenses on an island and, you know, in the sun or working in an office, what are you going to choose? Suck the fuck up and go for a hike. Questions. Congrats on the D4. Where do you go hiking in a construction site? No, but it just happened then. I do get tunnel focus, tunnel vision, where when I'm on a shoot, all I can think about is the shoot. For those
I can vouch for that.
I've got a course coming up that for the learn.artnude portraiture site that's about shooting in public places. And we were in an abandoned factory, and when I watched it back, I had really forgotten, because I just edited it recently. I must have warned her a dozen times on the shoot to be careful of nails, because she was wearing flip-flops, and then where she was posing, getting a brick and flattening all the nails down before she went near it for her, and then I stepped on the nail. So pretty phenomenal.
I mean, it's so like you though. Like when I
I've
saw it, I
stepped
was
on
like, oh
two
my
nails
God,
in my
Matt.
life. One when I
And it
was
was
like
like-
9 and one when I was 42. So give me an effing break. For
So
the amount
people
of stupid
understand,
shit I do,
like,
I don't
Matt
get that
dedicates
hurt.
himself to, like, you know, creating good content for you guys, so much so that he makes sure that everyone else is good, but he forgets about himself.
Oh,
He was
that
like,
was
"This is
actually a
safe.
compliment
It's
in a
fine."
way. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I was
but
expecting.
you need to. I think once in
Oh,
a while, just
says
like
Mrs. Sleep Deprivation, who works herself into a coma.
I,
How about you? Yeah, oh, I don't focus on
I've been
myself enough.
hydrating.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I've gotten a lot better. I had a friend from college, and
I had a
he
juice
used to
box
text
just
me,
yesterday.
and he was just like, "Hey, did you drink water today?" And now I drink water pretty much pretty often throughout the day, and he doesn't
Pretty
have to
much
ask
most
me
days of the
anymore.
week. Good.
Yeah, you know, this one I remember. Like I have hot water and lemon
Nice.
in my cup. Yeah, in
It's a
the art
hot
school
toddy.
dropouts Patreon only cup. Ah.
Who was it there? Someone asked us, David, can you share a link to the dark grey boot? Yes, I will. I won't jump out of the live stream now to do it, but if you refresh this page after we finish the live show, I'll put it in a normal comment on the show or into the description. I'll pop the link to those shoes there from Amazon USA. Okay, last couple of...
Photographers, protect yourself. You need to just not only check the model's safety, but your own safety. PSA.
PSA. Creative J, do you miss New York? I live in upstate New York and love to visit the city usually once a year. Yes, I live in the other side of the world and I still like to visit New York City more than once a year. I do miss elements of New York City. I miss the energy it has at the right time of year. But mostly I just miss the people. So I was just chatting to Steph before this. Hopefully I'm going to get back and see her soon. Not that she's in New York City, but I do want to
It's only
catch
2
up.
hours.
Yay! I might actually rent a car for the whole trip because fuck dealing with domestic flights. Although I'm not going to drive from Cali. So yeah, anyway.
I mean, yeah, but if you're gonna be in New York, I could just drive to you.
That's true. Clean your car out before you see me though.
There's no more water bottles.
Oh, good. Well, stay
Yeah.
hydrated.
There are snacks though. I basically swapped them for snacks. I have like sriracha peas in there and candy.
You're all set up for my visit. Thank you so much. All right. I don't see the questions. So
You need to pick a
if you
winner.
have a last
Winner,
question,
winner, chicken
come
dinner.
back. Reminders, Next show is landscape. Enter at mattgranger.com/live. The Find the Shot course ends in like 23 hours. The pre-sale price, and then it's going to jump up and go live, and you'll be able to stream and download and all of that goodness. But yes,
Let's just
let's
get it
look
now.
at our winners. I speak good English and stuff.
You
And
have Richard Wintle like in your mind. It's funny. Winters, winners.
calm down, Steph.
I'm calm.
So we had the lovely hair moment from Alberto, the geisha in what has to be Kyoto from Philippe Ridoux. And again, I'm sorry guys if I'm butchering your names. John Dalston with the street portrait that I think would be a great black and white. Mike Mina and Sister Punk, always slaying. William Siegel and the hands. And Yenra and, ooh, it's a puppy. So,
Oh, this is hard. I should have just like been focusing on trying to pick rather than talking.
you know, I just thought of something, and love you guys, but Mike Mina, this doesn't look like it was taken on a street. This looks like it was taken in a construction site. And this is a street comp. So I could be wrong, but that's in a building. No, it's not a technicality. It's the criteria of the competition. So it's an awesome shot, but that looks like it's on like an abandoned building site. So still a great shot, but not a finalist. Fair's fair. They're also different. We have a lady front, a lady back, a lady side, a man's hands, and a puppy man.
Okay, I think I have mine. That was not a very confident. I think I have mine.
I've chosen two, so why don't you choose one and see if we have an overlap?
Let's go with the geisha.
Oh, was not my choice. Okay, congrats.
Oh.
Then I need to choose between my two to get it down to one. I'm going to go with William Siegel and the hands. So congratulations to William and to Philippe. I'm going to email you right after this because my apologies, I missed it in a couple of weeks ago. So if I've missed you in the past, then please let me know. But I think I've caught up most of them now. Cool shots, different interpretations, both on the street, both with some thought and planning gone into them. Well, at least it looks like it. The geisha could have been a fortuitous grab shot, but it's rare to get a street that empty. So nicely done. Any last question? Creative J, the hands aren't really street either. Somebody begging for coins, where have you ever seen that? It's always on the street.
At the zoo.
At the zoo?
I don't know.
Steph,
at a farm.
lay off the hot
No, I'm just
toddies.
kidding. I'm messing with you.
Okay, so it's just feedback on the different shots. Nice.
Yay.
All right, guys. So thank you all for joining us. Quick show's a good show. I have to run into town soon anyway to pick up some equipment for my videographer for the shoot we're having tomorrow. So hope you guys all have a great end to the weekend. Check out the Find the Shot course. I'll put the links to the shoes in the description or at the chatty chat area. And Steph, watch out, I'm coming for you. If they change the rules for travel, I'm going to be back to America soon, and I can't wait to catch up with you and Timmy and
We
meet
could get
Lady.
White Castle.
Let's
Totally
see.
kidding.
It has been 18 months since I had uncontrollable diarrhea, so maybe it's time for some more.
If if you need to clean out your system, then
All
yeah, we
jokes
can go for
aside,
it.
there's a lot of American foods they joke about being, giving you diarrhea, like that, and what's the
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, and there's another one they
I love
joke
Taco
about,
Bell.
like
Tim and I literally
some
had
Mexican.
some the other day, and it was back and forth in the bathroom.
I don't get it because my friend, if you guys saw it, when I last shot with Steph in New York, I met up with good friend Juan, who's often here as a moderator, and we hung out for the day and went eating and chilling. It was an awesome day, but as a kind of as a joke, he took me on a tour of American food highlights like the House of Pancakes and White Castle and this and that. And he bought like a suitcase full of burgers. It must have had like 20 or 30 burgers in it. I think he ate like 8 or 9. They're tiny, but still. I had one or two, and I seriously had the runs for a day. What's in there? It's like, I guess
I
it's
don't
cheaper
know.
than buying an actual laxative from a pharmacy, but wow. Chipotle is the other one, yes, that they joke about.
What? I
Maybe.
love Chipotle. Do I get those from
This
Chipotle?
explains why you're so slim. You're always on diuretics.
No, okay. I love Taco Bell. Literally had it the other day, and I was like, oh, it tastes so good going in, but it sucks coming out. It's just, yeah, I don't know.
Everything's better with MSG. Can I just say, as he walked through the background, Timmy is looking especially ripped. Is he working out
Oh,
again?
yeah, he has. We got this like foldable Bowflex thing from his uncle, and like, so we've been doing this thing like, cause he has a tendency to like fall asleep whenever we're spending time together watching anything or when he's working. So every time he falls asleep, he owes me like 15 reps, and
Nice.
that accumulates every hour that he doesn't
Well,
like pay it to me. So
you're wearing a
yeah.
sweatshirt, so I can't say you're looking particularly ripped. It might come off as inappropriate, but
Oh,
pass on, he's looking like the
I
Jacktonator.
will.
All
Hey,
right.
I'm gonna start like working out with the VR headset, so I'm excited. I'm so out of shape.
Okay. Well, we'll focus my visit on Krispy Kreme and drive-throughs and stuff rather than martial arts shoots.
I'll be ready. I haven't had Krispy Kreme in so long,
Liar! I saw you had one
aka
like a
like
couple of
two
months
months.
ago.
2 months is a long
I
time.
haven't had one since I was with you in Vegas 2 or 3 years ago, and you ate the whole
So
box.
good. I ate like
7.
3/4. Okay, I mean,
Anyway, this is dragging on now. All the best, Steph. I'll talk to you offline. Thanks everyone for joining and for
okay.
getting to
Bye,
our
guys.
landscape one next week, and we'll see you then. Mwah. I haven't
Bye.
kissed to end a show before.